JayCast.
3, 2, 1, go.
JayCast.
Hello everybody and welcome to JayCast, where there's games, guests, and one guy with a big pair of headphones and the other guy's got really random pieces of earbuds in. Just show it off with whatever you possibly can to the camera. Apologies towards Yeti's web camera. He's out of town. And thank you for joining this though on a semi-short notice. Did you hear me? Hello?
Me? Yeah, oh, yes.
I think you're still recovering from New Year's, aren't you?
A little bit.
I think he is. I think we all are. I didn't do anything special. It literally turned midnight and I said, Happy New Year! And then I went back to watching Cold Lyoko. So, nothing new for my part. Still wearing the same shirt I see from the last podcast. That's great.
I am. It has been washed.
If it makes me feel any better, disregard the girl in the background. That was your imagination. But anyway, so welcome to today's podcast, guys. This week has been very slow on news, so we thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the games that we found were the best that we played personally and the worst that we played personally. All right, so I'm going to start off with a little bit of an icebreaker just to get things going, because when I asked you what sort of games, you said, I'm just going to wing it, so we'll get your thoughts prepared while we get going on this. So let's see. Let's think the best games I played so far this year. Well, I'll name my top one now just to get that one out of the way, because that one's the top off my head. The Last of Us. I loved playing that. Did you get a chance to play that?
Really? I have it like in my lineup of games to play, but I haven't.
I
played it yet.
recommend that to you a lot. I loved the cinematic story behind it. I loved overall the mechanics behind it was okay. I think the control was a little shaky, but I think what hooked me was the story. The story just logged me in from the beginning of the game. That's what I loved about it so much, because it's just like, you know, when you first started, like this is what I was telling somebody today. I said when you first started, the first 15 minutes, you get to know the character right off the bat. You're assessed with the situation. It's not like hold A to jump, to do this thing, hold X to smash a door open, or this is how you shoot with the right trigger. It's not like something stupid like that. It just straight up just goes into the game. You just walk around. You just figure out things right in the beginning, and then just kind of progresses from there. And like I said, 15 minutes, there's like this huge turning point, and it just immediately makes you go into the game and go, wow. That's the thing that I was impressed with the most. So that's my number one.
It basically teaches you the mechanics through gameplay as opposed to random pop-up tutorials.
Exactly. It was from my memory from it is you just basically you start out in this house. You start in this house and you wake up or whatever, and you just start walking around. And obviously, how are you gonna walk around? Well, how it usually is.
Press some buttons, move some sticks and stuff.
Exactly. So it's just like, and then you figure things out from there. You know, you pick up this, pick up that. You know, if you want to get in depth with it and be completionist about it, there's like this small edge cutscene that you can get if you go into like a certain room and stuff like that in the beginning too. That I learned. I didn't actually know about that until I played it a second time. You can get a lot done in 2 weeks. I literally had to play that game for like hours just to get it through 1 week, and then I decided to play it a little bit slower the second week. Which, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but whatever. But, yeah, I think for me, that's like the start of my first game that I thought was my favorite of this year. Yeti, your turn.
The first game because I haven't really played many games outside of like YouTube games, and most of those are games I've already played, unless it's a horror game. But I'd have to say the first game that I played that was amazing was probably, God, I don't know. It's hard to choose.
The Impossible Game.
It wasn't released last year, but the first game that I played that I thought was really good was actually Final Fantasy X, like the HD.
Oh yeah.
The HD remake.
I'm gonna feel bad because I haven't actually played like very many Final Fantasy games, and I feel bad because that's kind of like one game that I like wish I got into more. Because like I always get a lot of people say like how great the game is and how creative it is, and I was just like, awesome, and I never bought it, and I felt bad.
It's definitely worth looking into. It's I haven't and don't plan on playing any of them for my channel just because it's not a good game for that. But it's
Gotcha.
definitely really good to play on your own, especially because the HD remake, it may not seem like much because from the PlayStation 2 version it already has, PlayStation 2 graphics, but they really did a lot of upscaling with the graphics. It looks really good.
Right. I don't know. This year I think was a very good year for games. I don't know. I don't think it was the best. I don't think it was anywhere near the best. I think that there was a couple good titles. But I don't know. I don't think it really wasn't anything too special this year, to be honest with you. This year, like I said, other than playing The Last of Us itself, major names that I would say that I've gotten a chance to play, another major one was NBA 2K15 and how they took 14 that was already great and made it just way better than that. And that's what blew my mind. I think I've got like over 200 hours of gameplay into it now.
Any given time I get on Steam and look at your name, and like 9 times out of 10 you are on NBA 2K15.
I love going into the My Career mode, and this might make not any sense to anybody if you don't play sports games, but I just basically like to develop my player, and I'm trying to get into the playoffs because I apparently got swept by OKC last year, and I thought that was really stupid. If I ever get a chance to beef up my computer a little bit more, I would love to see some gameplay of that because I make amazing commentary in my own head as I'm playing that game. I was the kid that during a pep rally would always grab the microphone and would just start commentating over like whatever it was. Like we played volleyball one time and I'm like, and the sophomores slam it down.
Why? Just because you felt like it?
Well, because someone did it usually, so I was just like, I'm bored. Let me do it. But it was just funny because that was just my form of entertainment. Just grab a microphone and just have fun. Just like I don't know if you watched that video or not, but it was the video that I did now it's last year, where it was for our Winterfest stuff, which is our homecoming, basically, if you don't know. And I found that really funny back when I was doing that, how bad at editing I was. I have the original that I can't put up on YouTube because apparently I used a copyrighted song, so you can't use that without it being restricted to every country in the world. Anyway.
Wait, do what?
I use the song. Listen to this. This
monetize
is the copyright problems I've been having lately, and it's been really annoying me. So, first of all, back then it was one song. Now it has rights to be copyrighted because that was an actual like royalty song, whatever. But I used maybe about 35 to 45 seconds of it, and then I cut it off from there. And then I credited the song in there, gave it the iTunes link and everything. They still flagged me for it. I thought that was so much bull.
Because in order to use a copyrighted song on YouTube, you have to have permission from the creator himself. You can't just slap the link on it and then use it. Like you have to have permission.
Like the thing is, and that's what I guess it wasn't in the proper criteria. But the other thing that I really found funny is I played the Impossible game on my channel. I got a copyright flag for the music behind that. How is the video has been up for like 6 months, I think, when I looked at it. I think it was 6 months. And now I'm getting a copyright flag for it. I'm so confused about that. I don't know what exactly YouTube is trying to do to me, but I think they're trying to get me off of YouTube is what I think they're trying to do.
I don't know how that works either because I made a couple of Wind Waker videos, and on a couple of them, they were out for a while, and then like...
And then eventually Nintendo's like, oh, that's our music. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Hey.
it took him a while to put it up there. and other videos that weren't Wind Waker, the copyright thing would happen almost immediately.
I did a video. This was the other one. I did a video in 2013. It was of a game called A Catastrophic Date, where you literally were a cat, and you had to go out with this girl that was. You're basically the owner of this guy that was way too shy, so the cat decided to dress up and try not to screw up the date and make her like him more, so that he would be less shy and go socialize with more people. Anyway, this is a really weird part. But anyway, so the music behind it's like really, really soft. Barely hear it. I get an email last week that said this music behind it has gotten you copyrighted. What? I've had it up since 2013, and now you're copywriting it?
I'm glad you tell me that because I saw those videos and planned on doing that on my channel too.
I was like, what in the world? I was so confused. I was like, first of all, how did you even get access to that from a year ago? What did you just Google catastrophic date? And apparently I'm popular enough to have that up there? It's like,
I think there's some kind of like codes or something they put in the music.
There
or
probably
I don't know,
is.
Something like that. I don't know how they do it.
They probably just like figure out like who took the music to start with, and then they just track like, okay, who's done the game, who's done a commentary of it. Search results, 35,000 people. It's probably something like that.
A legion of people constantly searching videos like that.
Right. And that's the thing too, is like that was a small indie game, and the music at the time was royalty free from my knowledge, and then it was like, oh, it wasn't, I guess. Sucks for you. I disputed that catastrophic date one. This is what I'm so confused about. They put a copyright claim on me. I disputed it the next day. They said because the person hasn't reported to you in over 3 months, it's automatically terminated. I sent the dispute out. This makes no. I sent out the dispute the day after I got the email. The next day, they thought that it was 3 months since that point. Does that make any sense to you either? The video's been out for a year. They just put a copyright claim on that last year, and they thought that I sent this dispute 3 months ago. I didn't. I sent it the day after I got the email saying that. And they're like, well, because you sent it 3 months later, you get it. I'm like, what? I don't know.
Understand.
I don't either. That's why I don't want to talk about it anymore. Because YouTube will probably sue me or something like that. Because I think they'll do something like that. They'll get a small YouTuber and they'll attack us. They'll get us. My voice keeps cracking. I don't know why.
It does. I hear it every time.
It's just like, hey, hey guys, I'm still in puberty. Hey, Yeti.
But, have you had a chance to play the new Smash?
Oh, I played it on the 3DS. I haven't played it on the Wii U. A friend of mine on Christmas got it, and he sent me a picture of it, and he's like, look what I got, with a bunch of smiley faces. I'm like, that's cool, dude. That was my only reaction. I think you still play. Well, the thing what I found funny too is like he's got one controller for it. And he's like, dude, you should come over and play it.
Does he have
He's got the regular padded controller, just a regular gamepad controller, and that's all he's got. And I'm like, and he's like, you should come over. How?
He doesn't have a Wii remote?
Not to my knowledge.
Because if you have a Wii,
I guess.
Or
well,
a remote, you can
yeah.
use it.
I suppose if I could just bring mine over. But at the same time, okay, I guess it's because it's a fighting pad. I think he hasn't got any fighting pads yet. I think that's why. Why do I call them fighting pads? They're GameCube controllers. They're GameCube controllers that were reintegrated for the Wii U.
No, they're just GameCube controllers.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But they just had a different port to go to the Wii U. Because they have to be different ports. That's why people can't. Yes, you can't use regular. You can't use a regular GameCube controller in a Wii U.
It is a regular GameCube controller, but what they did was they recreated GameCube controllers, and they have an adapter that you plug it. You can plug the controller directly into a GameCube, like it's a GameCube controller.
Right. But they also designed new GameCube controllers. They're still the same design as a GameCube controller, but there's a different port that you have to plug in. What I'm saying is there's a different plug-in area, and that adapter is what adjusted it. Have I really been that blind?
The plug-in for the controller for the Smash controllers is a GameCube plug-in.
All right, I got it now.
Are you trying to say something? Are you trying to say the same thing, just different wording?
I think I'm trying to, but screw it. I don't care.
like if the controllers themselves stand alone are GameCube controllers through and through. You have an adapter that plugs in 4 GameCube controller ports, and that plugs into the Wii U.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the end plug for that adapter that plugs into the Wii U. That's what I was thinking of. Like that that port's different. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's just 2 USB ports though.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at, is what I was saying. Trying to. But I don't think it worked at all. Whatever. Who cares? So, how was your we actually talked about this last podcast, didn't we? About our Christmases. Yes, we did. We did talk about our Christmas.
We did not talk about New Year's.
We did not talk about New Year's. Did you do anything special for New Year's, good sir?
I did.
All right. Would you like to explain it, or is it PG-13 or rated R?
No, it's podcast.
It's podcast worthy.
It's podcastable.
All right. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I basically just went to a house party and drank a little bit, and my girlfriend went with me, and we all played drunk Smash 4.
Oh God.
But every single person at that party plays at a competitive level, so it was like super hype the whole time.
I get that combination's probably got to be fun, isn't it? Here's what I did.
It was.
Here's what I did. I'm gonna get it in 30 seconds. You can time me if you want to. I went to work till 11.
I'm watching the timer.
All right. So I went to work all the way till 11. I worked like 5 to 11. Then I came back home. I sat down, watched Code Lyoko for 2 episodes. Got to midnight. I said, "Happy New Year!" And I turned around and watch more Code Lyoko.
That was less than 30 seconds. That was like 22 seconds.
My life right there. All about that social life.
Code Lyoko and Happy New Year.
I found that funny how I've been able to catch up on that since I ever got that Chromecast. Because now I don't watch it on my phone. I'm just like, okay, on the TV screen, in my room. That's great. Best thing in the world. 75 out of 10. We have gone so far off track. We were talking about our favorite, best and worst video games we played this year. I got my best. You've got your best. I'm afraid to say it, but let's talk about our worst. It can be a Flash game. It can be any sort of game that you played this year that you hated. If you want to start ragging on games, you go right ahead. I'm gonna already have a lecture ready, so you go ahead.
The game Proteus.
Really? What made you hate that?
It's literally nothing. It's a nice little. It looks nice. It's got really cool atmospheric things, but all you basically do is just walk. There's no objective, no interactables, no nothing. You just walk around and watch the seasons change and watch little animals kind of jump around if you walk near them. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it snows, sometimes the wind blows and rustles the leaves. And that's literally that's the game, right? Jeez. You might run into a house here and there, but you can't open the door. You can't walk inside.
Oh my gosh! Is it first or third person?
It's first. I mean, it's first person and it's kind of pixelated. The game looks really good. I mean, it's a really beautiful game environmentally wise, if that's a term. But yeah, as far as gameplay, all you do is you just walk around. That's it.
Jeez. So I'm going to start out with my lecture about why I hate Ultra Mario Rage.
Ultra Mario Rage.
I have said it so many times when I did the recordings of the videos. If you haven't haven't watched me play it, don't ever watch me play it, because I will never win. First of all, let's start with this mechanic. In the beginning screen, it looks okay. The screen just, it's got pretty nice music going. It's something like, hey, let's get in the game. You hit the play game. There's a save button and there's a load button, and then there's just a regular start over game or start new game. You can hit load game, but it doesn't do anything. There's nothing you can load. It just starts you to a new page. So you can't save anything. You can't save any progress. So, then let's just go into the gameplay. Let's start off right off the bat, okay? Level 1, not that bad. Couple weird things, couple weird troll things, that he did. And then some actual literal troll faces that attack you, which is completely unoriginal. So the first level is not bad. It was easy to get through. So you get to the second level, okay? The second level is, not that bad. But until you start spawning. You spawn, you fall, you do like this small little fall a couple feet down from the bottom of the platform. And, of course, what happens? When you fall and you don't move, you get killed. That's your first death you possibly could have. Then you move 2 inches, there's your next death. If you can't remember to move right, back up a little bit as soon as you enter into the game, then you have to take like 4 steps and then jump a certain direction. Otherwise, you hit another troll face. If you end up going short, you get hit by a missile that is like 2 blocks before the original jumping point that you're supposed to be at. This is all within the first 5 blocks of the freaking game. Okay?
That sounds like something I need to play.
It sounds like something that if you want to torture yourself, then do that. Just do it. Just if you like, I would send this game to like the government if they want to torture like anybody. Like the new method of torture should be that game. Because after that, okay, let me explain even further. After the missile, okay, you have to take 2 steps, 2 blocks forward. Then you have to jump 1 more time, but don't jump too far or you'll hit the worst drawn freaking smiley face I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding you. I could literally, hold on, stop, hold on. I've got a piece of paper right here. I am going to literally draw a smiley face that is better than him. Give me a pen. No, permanent marker is even better. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. There we go. You can't see it, but that's okay. You'll see in the podcast, Yeti.
That's a pretty non-detailed, ambiguous smiley face.
And it's already better than what they freaking drew in there. They could have put so much time in the game. This looks like something that he did in a college project for 3 seconds.
Like an Indy versus PewDiePie type thing?
Oh, no. Like, I mean, like, if you had a game jam for 15 minutes, that's what you could make out of that. But, okay. And then after that, you have to go find a key for this lock, right? And there's only, like, 3 blocks you can jump on. If you don't jump on those 3 blocks, then you basically die. Because if it's a spike that randomly just teleports there, you can't even stop yourself if you move out of the way. Like, Unfair Mario is bad. Ultra Mario Rage is like the version of that that's like so bad that they should literally ban that game. And one day I'm gonna meet
I played Unfair Mario.
I hate that game.
It's called Ultra Mario Rage.
Yes, don't play it.
It's gonna be my next video.
Save your life. Don't play the game. I know you want to play it for your good heart, but for your sanity, I encourage you, do not play the game.
You know, the more you say don't play that, the more I want to play it.
All right then. Well, I guess whatever. I mean, it's your problem. The other game that I found weird, that I found on Steam, I don't know why this costs money. It's called The Plan. Your goal is to literally fly as a fly in the air and avoid raindrops.
I know what you're talking about.
There's somewhat ambient music, but that's it. It costs like $5 or something like that for this game that you literally do nothing but fly in the air to avoid either spider web or water.
I mean, the game does have 5 stars out of 338 ratings.
Well, clearly I'm just the one tool then that just doesn't like it for the lack of gameplay. But
I think it's supposed to be one of those games like it's
like
thought. It takes you through like a journey of some sort, and the gameplay is just secondary to the storyline or something.
I don't know what storyline you're trying to get to then.
But you know, that kind of game.
Oh no, there is a spider web there. I better get out of that before I get eaten. Okay. That's
Maybe
the story.
The fly is a metaphor for the journey of life.
Okay, well, I don't think that in depth. Not usually, at least. But no, I won't. I'm not gonna bash that too bad because that wasn't the worst game. I didn't like it. I'm starting to retract my statement now that you said that, because like now that I'm starting to think like a second thought behind it.
Oh, a game like that where it seems like it's stupid usually has some kind of like super
you have
deep
to
meaning
think
that
about
only
it, yeah.
5 people understand, and then they post it online, and everybody's like, "Oh, I get it now."
Right. Out of curiosity, have you ever played the? Now, this probably makes sense that this is free to play. Have you ever played Tactical Intervention?
I have not.
Don't ever play that.
Why?
Have you ever played Call of Duty on a Chromebook before? A Google Chromebook.
I have not.
This is what that would be like. In basic, this game was very rushed, in my opinion. It literally runs at 15 to 20 frames a second, and even then has jumping frames. So like you will be driving and you're like, and it's torture. You can drive in a car, okay, and you can drive against somebody else, and they can start shooting at you, but it hurt my
sounds
head.
boring.
That's the thing. It's like it's a mixture of Counter-Strike, a little bit, I guess, but it's just the movements is so bad. Like I had perfect ping one time. Like I think I had like a 5 ping on a server. It looked like as if I was lagging. It was just like movement, like step, 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 stop, step, 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 stop, step, 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 stop.
So it just looked like you were like rubber banding.
Exactly. It was just not optimized. It wasn't smoothed out. It just the animation was very, very, like the graphics weren't like graphics. Like I'm not gonna be mad if you don't have good graphics, but like good grief, you know. I just couldn't. I couldn't. So here's another game that I can think of. I'm just looking at a couple of games that I played so far that are still on my computer. You ever played the game called Unturned? It's another free-to-play game.
I have it, but I have not played it yet.
I've
played through like the first tutorial.
If you played this game for a while, please explain to me what the purpose of it is. Because
It's a zombie survival game.
Yeah, but at the same time, what am I getting out of it? Like, there's so many other zombie survival games. What makes this one unique? It's Unturned. When I played it,
see,
at the start,
here's the first issue you're running into: the fact that a zombie survival game can be unique.
True, very true, very true.
There are no unique zombie survival games.
Yeah, I mean
they're all the same.
It's been so beaten down before, and see the thing is too that you think about is what replaces zombies that would still be the same concept. You know what I mean? Other than the actual physical human beings, and I think we talked about this in a podcast before. Yeah, where it was like an alien survive. Yeah, that I like that a lot. I don't know. It's just it's a zombie survival, and it's like, in my opinion, worse than Minecraft in graphics. So that's the thing is I don't get what exactly they're trying to do with it. You know what I mean?
Just to see how long you can survive and see.
Well,
see
the
how
thing
many
is
cool
so
weapons
many
you can
people
make.
play. I don't know if it's just because like I didn't get into the right section of the game or something. But when I started playing it, I probably put it I think it's like an hour or something like that. When I played this for like an hour, I just did not see what was exactly the benefit behind it. Like, you know, it's how do I put this? I can't think of the terminology, but basically it's 3D rendered, but it's just like straight up smooth blocking. It's not like, you know, where it's somewhat of a texture detail to it. It doesn't even seem like it has any sort of texture detail to it. Animations are very simple. It just, I don't know. It's not the game for me personally, at least coming out of 2014. Do you have any other games that you'd like to add to this, good sir?
Not that are out yet.
So you have a few games that you want to wait for a second?
Yeah,
now,
we've already talked about it, though.
I'm going to talk about a few indie games that I played so far that I really like so far. There was a game that someone brought out. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Oh, yes. Have you played Lurking before?
I have not.
If you want a game for your channel, play this game. It is a sound-based horror game that it will actually pick up your motions from your microphone. and will transmit them throughout the house. And there's a guy that if you're trying to hide from him, if you make sounds, it'll actually emit the waves so that the guy will actually catch you. And this place, by the way, before I forget to mention, is all pitch black. And the only way that you can hear it, the only way that you can see it is through what sound you emit. So you can potentially...
I have it looked up on my phone right now. I see what you're saying, how it's like everything's black and it looks like everything was drawn on a chalkboard.
Right. I love
graphics,
this
like
concept of the game.
chalkboard.
I played it on my channel a while back, so if you get a chance to watch it, shameless plug. But it was like, what in the world? Like, when I first opened this game, I didn't know what to expect. You start in this like asylum place, and then you open the door, and the first thing it is it starts from a regular like asylum looking area to just pitch black and just waves that just push out from you as you make sound. And I didn't figure that out when I was first playing this game, that my microphone was in it. I thought this was just like a little joke thing, like, oh, it's not in there, ha ha ha. Yeah, I was so wrong. That's what got me killed on the last level of the game. It's a short game.
Was you talking?
Yeah. I was supposed to do commentary over it, and I was like, oh crap, I think I just screwed up. But I think I had to sit down and play this game for 3 hours when there's really only like maybe 45 minutes to an hour of gameplay on it. It was so bad.
Why? Because of like dying repetitively?
Yeah, because there was this spot that I literally had to look up a walkthrough of, because there's a section in the game when you get toward the end that you enter into this house. In this house, there's not like a specific area that you can just like run around and beat this guy out the door and just sprint away from him. You have to basically, what's a good way to say it? Basically, you have to go upstairs into a room, hide, say absolutely nothing for like 3 minutes, and then he'll walk away. At that moment that he walks away, you have to literally just walk really slowly. Do not talk at this point. Do not talk. I'm serious. Don't even breathe. If you can, don't even breathe, because it will pick up anything, at least depending on the sensitivity that you set it as your microphone. Which apparently mine was really sensitive. I didn't realize that. So you have to wait till he walks to the end of this hall, and you have to basically just sneak behind him. You have to crawl. Sorry, you have to crawl. That's what it was. You have to crawl behind him. And then as soon as you turn the steps, you have to literally sprint out of that house as fast as you possibly can, or he'll catch you. And in the game, I was literally just like intensely focused. Like I like watching my web camera back then, because I literally was like this. I was holding my breath for like a minute and a half, and then as soon as like he turned around and looked at me like, what? I just went, go, get out of here! Ah, get out! Get out! I just started yelling at the top of my lungs. I was like freaking out for no reason, but I was just like, I think it's because I played the game so long. I think it just finally got to me, and like, can we just finish this? I'm like so close. Oh man, it took so many tries.
Did he get you then because you started yelling?
Nope, I got it. I managed to run away from him just in time. Otherwise, yes, he would have gotten me. So luckily, yeah, because he probably wouldn't have heard me if I screamed or anything. Oh, I really recommend that horror game. I think that was a really good flash game, a really good indie game that I got to encounter of this year. Let's see. What's another good game that I played this year that's still on my channel, or not on my channel, but on my section? The Crooked Man was a fun one. I like the Crooked Man a lot.
I still have not played that.
I don't know if it's necessarily something you have to play, but if you get a chance to, it's kind of cool because it does give you like light jump scares on it. It depends on the type of person that you are.
I saw somebody else play through it a long time ago, so all the scares are probably going to be still fresh, but it's definitely on my list to play.
Right. Another indie game that I'm going to talk about is To the Moon. I mean to play that. I apologize that I haven't played it yet. I said I was going to soon. Everybody keeps telling me how story-driven this game is and how awesome it is, and that's what I look forward to. Because this game seems legit.
I kind of want to play that too and like put it on my channel, but I don't know because everybody says it's story driven, so I just don't know if I want to read all that storyline.
Well, I mean, it depends on what type of voice. If you want to be the voice actor behind it, that's just like, Daisy, I love you. I think your boyfriend is also cool too, so whatever. Can we just be friends? You can be like that. Just get really close to your microphone.
It's so exhausting to do that for a different one for every voice.
So that's what you do at this point, and I'm gonna show you on here. Okay, so you can hear me getting closer to the microphone. Okay, so you can hear me right here. All right. So what you're gonna do to start with is when you get to the moment, since you have a microphone stand and you have a Yeti microphone back at home too. Yeti, because it sounds like Yeti. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you can just get really close to him, and you're gonna go, all right. So Johnny walked to the kitchen, and when he walked to the kitchen, he saw his sister, and his sister was making a sandwich.
Butt ass naked.
Well, I wasn't going that direction, but thank you for ruining that. Well, got another fan fiction for you.
And there goes the story.
And there goes the story. Thanks to Yeti Hyrule. I'm going to get this microphone away from my face because now it's like totally blocking my entire webcam. So, anyway. There we go. I don't know. I think 2014 was a good year, though. Not necessarily for all the games, but for a lot of really, really cool games. I mean, we could talk about like how Assassin's Creed Unity still has some patch bugs, and apparently is going to be waiting for some time. Because apparently the patch that was supposed to like optimize it better is being delayed. I think it's at a few months if I remember correctly. And let me see if I can find that link real quick. Tell a story real quick while I grab my phone. You're not telling a story. Tell a story. Okay, too late. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. It was in my email the other day. There was something that was talking about. Oh, look, copyright claim. I hate that one. Screw you. Anyway, before we get onto that subject again, let's see. Do you know anything about the Lizard Squad, good sir?
The only thing I know is that they may or may not be an organization not unlike Anonymous.
Oh, they're not Anonymous. They are pretty much
it's
getting
like kind of like Anonymous, but just a different thing.
Right. I read an article the other day. Basically, if for the viewers that don't know, Lizard Squad is the people that hacked the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live over the Christmas holiday, and they have a Twitter account that they literally predicted that they were going to hack them. I think several months beforehand, if you don't know about that. So during the holiday season, during the Christmas time, they DDoS'd both servers. And that's why, everything crashed and everything was like that. Interestingly enough, like I said, they said they were going to do that. So that's what I'm kind of like interested in. Now, at first when I saw this, I didn't, looking at this article, that's what I think like got me really like interested on both sides. Because at first I was like, well, why are these people doing that? They're absolute idiots. But I kind of like the direction that these people are going. I think that's a really cool idea. So, at first I thought Lizard Squad was just going to DDoS servers just for the fun of it and because they're hackers, so they wanted to do that.
What does that mean?
Well, just DDoS is when you basically delay your server. You send so many requests into the server that it forces it to slow down to a very good point, or to a very substantial point, I guess, in a nutshell. But the thing that I found is this is what PC Magazine read. The group which took responsibility for the recent attacks on the Xbox and PlayStation networks is offering several packages for its Lizard Stressor product, payable via Bitcoin. Of course, they range from $6 per month for 100 seconds to $130 for 30,000 seconds per month. So you can DDoS a server for either 100 seconds for $6 a month or $130 for 30,000 seconds. I found this interesting. So apparently, if you want to screw up a server, you can apparently buy it through Bitcoin. So if you have Bitcoin,
That's
Yeti,
weird.
there you go. Yeah.
Let me see how many 30,000. That's
30,000, 30, why am I saying thousand?
That's 8 hours.
30,000. I mean, that's
8 1/3 hours.
offering your software for $130 for a couple hours. That's interesting. And it's also weird that they just publicly announced this, like, hey, we have this now. You can rent it if you want to. Go ahead. We don't care. I don't know what exactly it is, but what I was
Is
talking.
there a lot of people that actually take interest in that and rent that stuff?
What's that?
There's going to be, if a lot of people take interest in that and decide to rent that software, there's going to be pandemonium across countless servers on countless games and organizations.
Oh yeah. But see, I think, and at first I thought this was an absolute idiotic move, and I really didn't like what it was. But in the interview that they talk about the quote that I like to see from one of their guys. I think it was a tweet, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yeah, there was a guy that the guy's name is Ryan Cleary. Sorry. Let's see. He was one of the ones that was responsible for the DDoS of Sony and for Microsoft. And his quote from this said, "One of our biggest goals is to have fun, of course, but we're also exposing massive security issues with these companies people are trusting their personal information with. The customers of these companies should be rather worried." So, in a sense, like, they're hacking to have fun, but at the same time helping us? I never thought about it that way.
It sounds like, do they get anything when they hack into these programs, or they just hack it just to show that they can't?
They literally will just delay the server. That they said that, according to, I think, Microsoft later on in this, it says that they didn't lose anything. They didn't lose, like, personal information from anybody. They just said the servers just got DDoS'd, and they weren't able to run them, so they had to force them to shut down. That's all they did for that. And again, they had called that for months and said, hey, we're going to do this to you guys. You probably want to prepare yourself. And they just kind of laughed in their faces, and then came Christmas, and oh shucks, look what happened.
So they basically just, like, hey, we're going to do this because we can.
Yeah, exactly. But they did it, and it's funny because I guess the side that I like to see behind it is they did it also to, like, show how, some servers are not as protected as they should be, and how we're regarding so much personal information to it, and showing the weaknesses behind it so that other people could hack us. So basically, it's like a forewarning to companies saying, hey, if we can hack you guys, you're probably going to get screwed by somebody else if somebody wants to try it. Cough, cough, North Korea with Sony.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. I'll leave a link in the description to read that. I think that was a really weird thing to say. If you get a chance to, Yeti, I encourage you to read that too. It's on PC Magazine. I'll have the article ready in the description for you. It was...
I definitely shall.
It was just... That's just the weird thing for me, though. Like, we can hack into your personal information, but we didn't. That's what... I think that's what, like, blew my mind, I guess. So...
I think it's more of a, we can do this, so you should up your security a little bit so that we can't do this.
But interestingly enough, it's like they're still, like, they try to be a public group, but obviously, like, they try to keep conspicuous because, I mean, obviously you hack a system, you're going to get arrested, so.
Yeah, it's definitely against the law.
Right. But at the same time, like, there's two sides to this, and I think that a lot of cool debates could occur from it. But if you guys want to talk about it, leave it in the comment section below, but don't be tools to each other. Like Yeti. Right? Exactly.
You saw my video. You became a wrench for a few seconds.
What?
I said, you saw my video. You became a wrench for a few seconds.
When? Oh! We still need to record another episode for my channel.
We do.
Anyway, we'll leave that for another time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's podcast today. Thank you, Yeti, for showing up on a semi-short notice. And I'm sure everybody loves the new background and the yellow walls that are back there and everything. So, Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I am Jay, wishing you a wonderful day.